Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart, and today I get to talk to bestselling author and women's empowerment coach, Michaela Pay. Now, Michaela and I instantly hit it off, but it might not sound like that simply because my recording and her recording were a little lagged. Just because she's based in the UK and I am based in South Texas. So go easy on me with this one. I think it sounds pretty good, but just in case, just keep that in mind. So let's get into the episode. Real quick, I want you to think about this. Have you ever had a feeling like you had a message that you were supposed to get out to someone, but you had no idea who or why? Yeah, I know. Me too. So I actually had this happen yesterday, and I pray I delivered it to the right person. But Michaela and I talk about the experience she had recently. This kind of thing really resonates with me because I feel like God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, but I feel like we're always getting messages and we're not the best at listening to them, even if we do hear them clearly. I think that's what gets us out of alignment with our purpose and off our path. It makes it harder for us to hear our intuition the next time. So let's dive in with Michaela and hear her story. You're listening to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart. Audacity is defined by Merriam-Webster as intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints. And that's exactly what we have here. The Live with Audacity podcast is aimed at giving you the courage to explore your someday dreams, do things your way, and start making things happen in your life right now. I'm a mama of 4 kiddos ranging from college student to kindergartner, wife to a high school football and track coach, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Together with my guests, we're going to teach you how to live with audacity and intentionality, discover and utilize your unique skills and talents, and step into who you are meant to be in order to make your someday dreams a reality. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back to the Live with Audacity podcast. I am so incredibly excited to have Michaela Pay here today. She is a best-selling author of the book, The Woman I'm Becoming. It launched on March 8th and skyrocketed to a best-selling book, and it is focused on 14 to 18-year-old girls, and it's all about empowering that generation is what I gather from you, Michaela. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about you and the book.
Okay, so hi everyone. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me. The book, The Woman I'm Becoming, it is aimed at 14 to 18-year-old girls. And essentially, I mean, it's a co-authored book. So there are 20 writers in there, myself included. And we all talk about various things that we wish we'd have known as we were growing up. The things that school don't teach you. It has lots of stuff in it about finances, periods, relationships, feelings, thoughts, emotions. And my chapter was specifically about health, nutrition, and well-being. I'm actually a personal trainer, although I am now a women's life empowerment coach.
Wow, that is so cool. It's so funny that you say that it's just like a book of all different subjects that we aren't taught in school. I love that so much because, you always see that meme on Facebook that's like, man, why don't they teach us how to do taxes in school?
Yeah.
Or, I am so great at, knowing how to use a parallelogram, but I don't know how to change my oil or something like that.
Absolutely that.
So I love that. Yeah, I love that you guys got together and wrote a book about all the things you need to know, even as a young woman. So, man, that's so cool. And I am so going to hop off this call later and go get that book because I just know that it's going to have tons of great info.
Yeah, and I think the most incredible thing that came from it, a lot of the reviews we got, so it's available on Amazon, but a lot of the reviews that we got were from people who weren't even in that age bracket, saying how much they had already got from the book. So although it is aimed at 14 to 18-year-old girls, I think at any age you can be reading that and gaining something from it.
Yeah, definitely. Man, that's so cool. Okay, so while we were, before we got on the call, we were talking a little bit about what you do, and you are, like you said, a women's empowerment coach. But tell me the story you were telling me a few moments ago about your Facebook group.
Okay, so essentially, yes, I am a women's life empowerment coach. And what that entailed, or what it used to entail up until only a couple of days ago, really, was that I would teach women how to harness the online world, create their own online course, and make money so that they would be able to spend time at home with their children, go on vacation, do whatever it is that they felt called to do. But that really shifted only a couple of days ago, as I was kind of telling you. So I was in the car on the way home from taking the cat to the vet. So a very mundane story. And I was in the car kind of thinking to myself, well, I don't know really what I'm going to do my live on today. So I've got a group, the Empowered Women Academy on Facebook. It is a free group. And there's incredible, beautiful women in that group. And I was thinking, well, what should I do my live on today? And without a shadow of a doubt, it was almost like there was somebody in the car with me shouting. And there was this message. So just to give you a little bit of context, I'm quite woo. I read tarot, I journal, I meditate. I believe in all things spiritual, the law of attraction, things like that. So it was honestly like there was someone sat in the car with me and shouting, giving me this message that I had to go live and tell my group. So I got out, once I got home, got out of the car and it was all quiet. And I just thought, crikey, I must have imagined that. Went into my kitchen and put the kettle on, thinking, right, I'm going to plan my day. No, there was this voice again. Like someone was standing in front of me, just saying, you need to do it now. They're there. They're waiting for this message. You need to go now. So I was like, okay. And because I am very spiritual, I kind of take these messages. I don't believe in coincidences and things like that. So I took this message and I literally was straight on the live. And if you join my group, you will see the live. It is there. And I gave this message over. So there were a few people on the live at the time. Specifically, there was this one woman who never catches my lives, and she's only recently joined my group. And I've given the message over, ended it, and that was fine. Went on about making the coffee as I would normally do, and my phone pinged, and it was a message from this particular woman saying that she was in absolute pieces, that that message was entirely meant for her. She knew exactly what every element of it could have meant. And yeah, goose pimples like you wouldn't believe, because I knew that the message had got to the person that it had got to when it needed to be there. She was sat almost waiting for it, and as I say, never ever caught my lives. So that's kind of moved the trajectory of my business somewhat, because as much as I can help people go and, take an online course and market it, promote it, sell it, that's brilliant. But really, if I can empower somebody the way that I did with that woman, if I can help her take control of the things that she really wasn't taking control of, if I can help move her business forward, which is essentially what she's told me that I'm doing and what I've helped her to do, that is a big thing for me. And it's completely shifted the way I think about my business.
That is amazing. But now you have to tell me what you said so we can all know and all hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I said that there was something to do with her family. There had been, she was hiding her light under a bushel. She, there was a reason that she wasn't shouting her message. She was shrinking back. She was, playing small. And there was no reason for her to do that. She was safe. She needed to stand up. She needed to talk, but there was something to do. And even now, I don't know where the thing came from about her family, but there was something to do with her family. And whatever it would be okay, but she just needed to be brave. She just needed to be strong and courageous, and she could do it. And I had every faith in her, and she was supported, and all those things that go with it.
Wow, that is so amazing. It's ironic and interesting that the universe or God or, whatever, everybody calls it their own thing, but it's so ironic that we can hear that voice so loudly sometimes to us. And it's like the devil and the angel on your shoulders. It's you can hear that you need to do that, but then even a lot of times our own fear gets in the way, like, okay, but why? Like, why do I need to do this? Why do I feel so
Yeah,
pushed?
our own ego.
Yeah, totally. And so the fact that you walked the walk and did exactly what you needed to do to get that message out there so that she could receive it. I just love that so much. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely right place, right time, right person. And she's been on my group and told her story. And it is just incredible that it could be that it could be received in the way that it needed to be received when it was received. I mean, there was no way in this world that I could have guessed half of what I said.
Yeah, exactly. And I truly believe that nothing happens everything happens for a reason and nothing is a coincidence. So that is so crazy good that you guys just really got to sync up that way. So tell me, what is something that has held you back that you've had to overcome in the last, since you've started this business?
Um, so I think one of the biggest things, especially from taking that message as well, is that as women, especially, we tend to play small, and I have been guilty of that, and was guilty of that for such a long time. Um, I'd been in business for over 6 months before I'd even mentioned women's empowerment because it felt too fluffy. It felt like it wasn't a real thing. Um, and just by being in this industry, by being in this space, I realized that actually women's empowerment is exactly where I need to be, because it's exactly what we need other women championing us, we need other women cheerleading for us and helping us. And someone who I really respect, it was only yesterday, said sometimes you need to borrow somebody else's belief in you, because you don't always have it together, you don't always have all the answers, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay, but you just need to borrow that other person's belief because it's coming, and you have a message, and you are freaking awesome just the way you are.
Yes, girl. Oh man, I love that. I love you sometimes you have to borrow other people's belief in you. Oh, that is big right there. Um
Absolutely.
Man, cuz we get so trapped sometimes inside of, like you said, our ego and what are people going to think and things like that. But if you know there is someone else out there believing in you, yeah, that's
And I
powerful,
think,
really powerful.
yeah, and I think for me as well, it's understanding that my message is bigger than me. I think that it's much bigger than I could ever imagine. It's much bigger than any message needs to get to where it needs to get to, and I am not the person to stand in the way of that. We have you know such a huge universe around us to stand in the way and kind of go, well, I can't do that because somebody might judge me for saying it, or it's not right, or I'm going to just hide here. No, don't hide in the shadows, don't hide your light under a bushel. Stand up, stand proud, be you, shout your message.
Yes. I have run into so many women lately that they have this idea, or they know what they want to do, or they think they know what they want to do, but the thing that keeps holding them back is their fear. And the thing that I have been telling anyone that I meet about that is when you are serving your purpose for God or the universe, you can't fail because it's already been worked out. This is what you're supposed to do. You might trip up, you might make a mistake or whatever, but in the end, this is what you are called to do. So it's already been worked out. You've got everything that you need right inside of you, and this is
Hmm.
your purpose. So you
Absolutely.
can't fail at that.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe that I help women to find those missing links that are inside of them that stop them from standing up and giving that message. I help women rediscover their identity, but more importantly, I help women see that they are totally and completely unstoppable. They can have anything they want. They can do anything they want. They can be anything they want. They just have to have that courage. And sometimes it takes somebody else to say, you can do it. You've got this.
So let me ask you this. Um, have you experienced at all women who are having a hard time finding that courage? Do you ever find that maybe they're having a hard time finding that courage because they're not yet in the right space, and they're not um, pursuing exactly what they're supposed to be doing? Maybe they're, like you said, still
Absolutely.
playing small. They're okay. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about that and
Well, we actually in my group, the Empowered Women Academy, we actually had that talk today. That was my live this morning, was finding your why, finding your purpose, looking at all of the things that you can be doing that actually you're here to serve a purpose. So find out what that purpose is, and there is a Japanese um, concept. That's the word I was looking for. And I think I'm pronouncing it right. I may be pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize. But I think it's called ikigai. And essentially, it's your reason for being. It's working out your passion, your mission, your profession, and your vocation. And the cross section where they all fit together is your purpose.
I love that so much. And here's why. This whole podcast was started on the belief that you have unique gifts and talents and skills and desires, and that is to serve others, and that is what your purpose is. You got to find all of those things in the way that you can best serve others with those gifts, and that is your purpose.
Absolutely.
So I love that. I'm gonna look more into that. That's so cool. Okay, so what is one thing you wish you would have had the courage to do sooner, either in your business or in your life?
Um, I think I would have loved to have started my business sooner. So I'm 36 now. Um, and I wish I'd have done this so much sooner than I did. I made that huge entrepreneur mistake. I'm going to wait until I'm ready. And I'll just let you into a little secret. You're never ready. It is never the right time. It's never going to be, you're never going to have all your ducks in a row. You just have to take that leap of faith and understand that, the universe has got you. You've got you. Yeah, that's kind of one of my biggest, I don't like to say regrets because I don't believe that we should have regrets. But, one of the biggest things I've taken is just get on and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have all my praise hands up over here because that's exactly right. It's kind of like children. You're never ready to have a baby, but you do it and you figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But you deal with it.
Yeah, you just figure it out.
Hmm. I was just going to say exactly that. I mean, I had my daughter when I was 24, and I never thought for a second I was ready to have a child. And it just, it all figures itself out, doesn't it? It all works out somehow.
Always. The universe always has your back. So you can't, you know, you can't fail. What has
Hmm.
Tell me about a time you feel like you did fail and what you learned from it.
Oh, crikey. I feel like I felt every day. You know, that's part of living, life. That's part of being an entrepreneur and having your own business. There are always things in my day that, I could have done better. Um, that could be from a business perspective, or it could even be in life. Sometimes I'm not always 100% present for my children, but again, someone really close to me, someone who I really respect, said to me recently, no blame, no shame. Every perceived failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. And that's what I do. So if I think, oh, crikey, I really didn't spend enough time with the kids this evening for whatever reason, and invariably it's for a pretty good reason. I'm normally working on my business, or I have something that is really pressing, but that mum guilt always pushes you down, always makes you feel like you should have done better or should have done more. So I think that for me, I will then go out of my way to say, right, no, when the kids are home tomorrow, that's it. Computers off, and I will spend dedicated time with them. Now, I know that that can't happen for everybody, and I know that it can't happen every single day. But I think the more that you let yourself feel bad about that, the more that you feel guilty about that, the more times you feel like you're a failure. You're just making yourself feel bad. So get out of that cycle. Just see that actually there's no blame, there's no shame. You get up and you move on. That's it.
That's right. You can only do better the next day. You just learn from it.
Absolutely. I always look at what I can improve and what I can change. But more importantly, I celebrate all the things that are going right.
Ooh, okay. I like that. So tell me how you celebrate things that are going well. Like, do you sit down and journal about them, or just kind of tell me how do you get in that space where you're like, okay, I need to kind of take some time and concentrate on this?
So generally, I mean, it depends what that thing is. If it's, I like to include my children and stuff. So we do like a little happy dance. We have our own little happy dance when things are going really well. But yeah, absolutely. I journal. I journal quite a lot. I have reams of paper where I just sit and I let it flow. I do gratitude lists every single day because I think it's important to just remember that you've opened your eyes this morning. You got that chance to do that. You've got that chance to be with your children. You've got that chance to grow your business. You've got that chance to go outside and be in nature, go for a run, do yoga, whatever it is. You've had that opportunity. And although life might feel a little bit pants sometimes, you know actually you just need to embrace the good stuff. I think this world has too much bad stuff going on in it. You don't need to focus on the negative. Look for the positive. There's always, and it's something that I say in my group all the time, you have greatness within you. Look for that positive.
Yeah, I think that's a great note is that, when you are celebrating the good things, it doesn't have to be, a big thing. It doesn't have to be a big party or, any big, huge celebration, but looking for those little moments, those little perks of life, and those little thankfulness things that you can tap into to realize, like, hey, I may be having trouble in this area, but man, I'm so glad I'm alive. Man, I'm so glad I can go outside. Man, I'm so glad the sun is shining. Taking on those little things and being able to be grateful for those little things that are happening in your life every day is a celebration of life and goodness and positivity. And you're right. I think the more we focus on those good things, the more good things we
Yeah,
find.
yeah, absolutely. What you give out is what you receive back. 100%, I believe that. So if you're giving out positivity and you're celebrating the good stuff, guess what you're getting back? Positivity and good stuff. It makes sense, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. Okay, so what has been your biggest win in your business so far?
Oh, probably hitting bestseller with the book. I mean, that was incredible. Um, yeah, just that huge feeling of accomplishment, of knowing that we were impacting lives, the world over now. It just incredible. I got to do loads of PR stuff afterwards. So I was in magazines and I did this huge thing for one of the newspapers over here where I took my makeup off on camera to show that actually you have nothing to hide, that you are always fully supported. And it was quite an empowering process because I wear makeup all the time, and to sit there on a camera and give an interview kind of barefaced was a little bit it was daunting to begin with, absolutely, but yeah, completely empowering. So those kind of things are huge wins in my business. Working with the women that I work with every day is incredible, and telling me those successes that they are encountering, I take them as wins as well, because what they're doing is through my coaching and through my teaching.
That is so cool. So, did you guys have a publisher or did y'all self-publish? How did you guys work that out?
So it was actually through a publisher called Authors and Co, who are based in the UK. They kind of put a call out that they wanted women, women in business, to write chapters for this book, and we all pitched. And we those that got through, wrote our chapters, and yeah, it was a self-published book. But we didn't have to do that. It was all through this company called Authors excuse me, Authors and Co. And yeah, Abigail Horn, who it's her baby. Authors and Co is her baby. She is absolutely phenomenal at what she does, and yeah, took it all out of our hands. Nothing was too much trouble for her.
That is so, so cool. And now all the women that you worked with on this book, are you guys like your own little tribe now, or how is that?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of catch up on Facebook. We did have a book launch up country in Cheshire, which I travelled up for because I'm down south. So we don't all live locally to each other, but we all kind of catch up on Facebook and keep each other accountable in business and things, which is really lovely.
That's so neat. Wow, what a cool thing to be part of such a cool sisterhood. What are you working on now, or where is your business headed?
Wow. So furthering on from kind of what I was talking about earlier, the business is completely taking a more spiritually based side, as in I'm kind of listening to where the business needs to move. Um, Completely still empowering women, but I think I'm going to be focusing a lot more on one-to-one coaching. At the moment I do a lot of group coaching. I think I'm going to start focusing more on that one-to-one coaching, because I truly believe that I can get real results in that way with women.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so to shift gears real fast, before we got on the call, we were talking about how you guys have Friends Fest over in the
Yeah.
UK, and I am so totally obsessed. And you said that your 12-year-old daughter is obsessed, and my 10-year-old son is, well, actually, most of my family is obsessed. Um, so I just think that is the coolest thing, and I'm gonna have to come visit you, and you're gonna have to take me to Friends Fest next year, because
Absolutely.
that would be the greatest
Let's do that. Let's do that.
the greatest thing that ever happened to me would be to do that. Um, that's so cool.
I love that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Last couple of questions. I love to do a rapid fire and ask you, what book, article, person, or talk changed your life?
Oh, okay. Can I pick two
Of
books?
course,
The
absolutely.
Secret by Rhonda. Yeah, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne absolutely teaches you more about the law of attraction than anything. And Now Is Your Chance by Nick Pigeon. Amazing book. Absolutely amazing book.
Now is your chance. I'm writing that down because I've read The Secret, and I love it. And a couple years ago, we watched the Secret movie on Netflix, and
Oh, yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
and then so now every year we watch it.
Oh,
And
I love
it's
that. Maybe I should revisit it.
yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I think the only thing that I would say that I feel like The Secret misses is that in my personal experience, I feel like you have to do some inner work before you can really just start believing, and like you have to really truly believe it. But I think to get to that point where you can really truly believe that these things are coming to you is you have to heal your heart and start to understand and learn your worth and that you are enough just the way that you were made. I think that is a big gap in a lot of manifesting and law of attraction stuff, is that, we can air quote believe all day that we are manifesting those things, but if we don't do that work to heal a lot of the things that have happened to us, we believe it, but we don't like really deep down believe it. And I think that's the key.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of part of what I do. Helping people understand that they are enough. They don't need anything else. They don't need the bells and whistles. They are enough just as they are. They have absolute greatness within them. And I say it a lot. It's almost like my mantra, but it is so, so true. Um, Women especially, you don't need to do anything but just be you, stand in your power, own your truth, and yeah, you've got it all. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Awesome. What is your favorite Friday night at home?
See, I'm like the most boring person going. So we, as a family, love putting on like comfy PJs and slobbing together in front of a film with popcorn. Yeah, that's kind of a Friday night in our house.
You know what's so funny is you said you guys sit around in your pajamas and watch movies and have popcorn. My daughter, she loves popcorn so much, she'll come to me on like a Tuesday night and be like, "So what movie are we going to watch tonight? Do you want me to
Oh,
make the popcorn?" And it's really just so she can eat popcorn. And
oh, I
so my
love
husband
that.
a couple weeks ago finally had to tell her like, "Hey, we don't have to watch a movie for you to have popcorn." It was so
I
funny.
love that the realization. Oh,
Yeah, it's not just for movies. Um, what was your dream job as a kid? This always fascinates me because we, we have these huge dreams as kids, and I just love to see kind of how people have grown from there. So tell me about that.
so my dream job was an actress. I always wanted to be on stage, and I think that's probably why I have done half of what I've done. I mean, as I said, I was a fitness instructor and a personal trainer, so I was kind of standing on stage every single night. I was at the height of the Zumba craze, so I'd have like God knows how many people in my class. I'd get to stand on stage every night and perform, and I think that's also why I love doing lives in my group as well, because it's almost like I'm on screen, aren't I? I love it. So I kind of live my dream job now.
That is so cool. That's so cool. Who was your what celebrity did you look up to as an actress or an actor?
Um, so even now, I really love Sandra Bullock. Um, yeah, I love Sandra Bullock. I love like Julia Roberts.
Mhm.
Kind of, yeah. They're from when I was young,
Yep, yep.
I remember seeing them on screen thinking, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be.
That's so cool. What was your favorite Sandra Bullock movie?
Oh, oh, now you're asking. I really, and this is terrible because it is not like Speed, but have you ever seen The Lake House?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, see, I love The Lake House. I think that's a beautiful film. I love
That's
that.
awesome. Okay, cool. I love that. Okay, tell me, what is the next vacation you're planning with your family?
So actually, we're not going on holiday this year. We have just bought our dream house down in Cornwall, which overlooks the sea. So we are really, really lucky to be able to kind of go to the beach whenever we like.
That's so cool.
But next year, I want to be able to take the kids traveling in Europe. I would love to be able to take them out of school for a month and just go traveling around Europe.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Are you gonna homeschool while you travel?
Well, the kids get over here. We have 6 weeks off in the summer, so I'd love to take them just for a month in those holidays, and just go in a
Yeah.
camper van somewhere.
So cool. That sounds awesome. Okay, what is your best advice to help our listeners live with audacity?
Be you. Don't hide in the shadows. Don't shrink. You are perfectly unique. You have greatness within you. Stand up, stand proud. You have a voice, and you are absolutely safe to use it.
I truly believe that we cannot hear that enough. So I'm so glad that we've touched on it so many times, but you're right. You've got to just know who you are, first of all, and then be good with that. Be very excited and happy about that that's who you are.
Yeah,
So,
own it. Own it.
yeah, so great. Okay, where can people find you to get more info?
So you are all more than welcome to come and join me in the Empowered Women Academy. So that is www.facebook.com/groups/the Empowered Woman Academy. You can also find me on my business page on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com Michaela Pay Business.
Awesome. Okay, I will put all of those links in the show notes also. Michaela, it was so awesome to talk to you. And man, we have more in common than I would have guessed. And I think that's so awesome. I am totally going to keep in touch with you because, first of all, I'm going to come to Friends Fest. But also, I can't wait to get in your group and watch you on your lives and stuff because I know that they're going to be so awesome. And I wish you nothing but the best in your business and where it's headed now. Did you love this episode of the Live with Audacity podcast as much as I did? I know you did. So if that's true, please head on over to iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe, leave me a review. Please let me know how I'm doing, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.